So we're back with another video. In the last lecture, I was continuing on with our nav bar. Remember, we initially started off with the setup of our nav bar, and thereafter we set up the functionality. So that way that when the user clicks on a link, it sends that user to another page, right? So we added that functionality. So in this video, what I want to do is I want to add the visual aspects of our sign up form, right? Create the form, a visual representation of that form. Okay, and that's what we're gonna get started on here. So here I have a list of things to knock out. The first one is I want to create a sign up form. All right, we're gonna start off here in the sign up component. I am going to set up a space here, and this is going to be a function. I'm going to call it show sign up form. All right, and within this function, I'm going to bring in some bootstrap, some stuff that I had set up prior to the video. I'm just going to copy it from this other file, come over here and paste it in. All right. So what I have here is I pasted the entire form within this show sign up form function. This is bootstrap. I gave this form a class name of sign up form, and everything else within it is bootstrap class. I have 4 total input fields. I have 4 input fields. I have one for the username, because for the form we're gonna need the username. We are gonna need the email, the password, and a field for confirm password. So there's going to be a total of 4 input fields, and finally there's going to be a button at the bottom. So that way when the user clicks sign up or submit, that data, the user's data, could be sent over to the server. But we're not going to worry about that part yet. Right now it's just the visual aspects of the sign up form. Okay, but that's what this form is currently right now. So this portion right here is for the username. As you can see, this is bootstrap. You got the form group, the input group prepend, and that's just so we can have a nicer look, nicer look for our input fields. Actually, let me show you real quickly how that looks like. So if I go over here, let me do bootstrap for input group. So if we with the bootstrap class of what was it called? It's called input group. It allows us to create this input field that looks like this, right? So we can do an input prepend or an input append towards the end of the input field. It just makes it more nicer. You can add like an icon at the on this attached to this input field. It just makes it a lot more nicer, and that's what I'm doing right here. All right, so let's go continue on, and as you can see right here, I have input group prepend. So I'm using I'm using this right here where it's prepended on the beginning of the input field, and what I'm trying to attach image wise is an icon. This right here is Font Awesome. Remember, towards the beginning of the video, I brought in Font Awesome. I brought in the CDN and brought it into our index.html file. So we're able to use the Font Awesome library, and that's what this is right here. This right here is a Font Awesome icon. It's the user icon. Okay. And for the email, same thing with the email. It's very similar, but this one I added an icon here for an envelope, and for the password it's a lock icon, and then the second password, and it's for the confirmation password, right? So it's so if the user so it ensures that the user input they put in the correct the password that they actually wanted to put in, because sometimes they might fat fingers or whatever it may be, that they type in the wrong not the password they actually wanted. So this just ensures that the password that they in the first input matches up with the second one, and that indeed was the one they wanted. So that's what we're doing there. And over here we have the submit button. Okay, but here I'm going to create an account. I'm actually going to change this name here, and I'm going to call this sign up. Yeah, I'm going to call it sign up. All right, so if we go back here, I'm currently in the sign up component, but it's still the same, nothing changed. We still have that message inside sign up component, right? Which was from the previous video. As you saw, the return statement here gives us this p tag inside sign up component. So in order to use this whole form that's within this function here, what I need to do is I need to bring it within this sign up, this return statement. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm first going to create a div here. I'm going to give it a class name of, I'm going to call this sign up container. Actually, no, for now, let me just a div tag. And now I can bring in that function, and I called it show sign up form, and it's a function, so I need to put in parentheses to instantiate it, right? To call it. So if I go here now, look what we got. Now we have it. We have these are our input fields, and you see we got the icons to the left of it. We got the user icon, the email, and the lock. Okay, obviously this is way too big. It's not what we want, but we'll take care of that shortly. But right now, just we're going through it step by step. But we're off to a good start though, right? All right, so we're able to return that here. So what's next? All right, so we created the sign up form. So let's mark that off. Render sign up form, and we rendered it. That's what we did over here. When I say rendered, I meant rendered and placed that function within the return statement, because that's actually what's going to allow this component to output the form, right? As a matter of fact, let me put a quick put a little comment here. Just make it easier for us. And here, this section here is the renderer. I call it the renderer because this is what's actually gonna, this is the renderer. This is what renders the output of this component, and the visual, the view, which is this function here. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me call this right below this. I'm gonna put a note here right above this show sign up form, and I'm gonna call this views. All right, indicating that what's below here is all the views, the visual representation that's going to be outputted for this component. All right, so where were we at? Okay, so we did render it. Let me mark that off. All right, next, add background image in components folder. Okay, over here, this is our sign up form, but what I want to do is I want to have a background image that's going to be behind the form, just to make the look much more pleasant, aesthetically pleasant. All right. So I have an image over here, and it's this right here. I'm going to use this as the background, and I'm going to drag it into my components folder. I can close this here. Okay, so took care of that. I added the image there. So add class property on element in sign-in component as a target to attach the background image. So in our sign up component, we need some kind of target, something that the background image would know, oh, okay, where exactly is it that you want me to be attached to? We need a target, and I'm gonna have to provide a class name somewhere, and I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna call it class name. It's gonna be class with, I'm gonna call it a sign up container. So this would be the target. All right, so we have our target. Let's go back, add class property. Okay, we added the class property, create a sign up CSS. Now we're gonna create a style sheet for our sign up component. So we're gonna call it the same as sign up JS, but it's gonna be the .css. It's gonna be the style sheet for that particular specific component. So within components, create a new file, sign up.css. All right, so here we have our CSS. Currently it's empty, but now, and remember, now we have a hook, we have a target. So we're going to use this as a target to attach our image to sign up container. So let's go to our CSS file and do dot sign up container, and we're going to do background image and with the URL where the image is located. It's in the same directory as our CSS file right here, and we called it was called image sign up background. It was image dash sign up dash bkg for background, and then the format is a JPEG. Okay, and save that. We don't see anything yet. So what do we do? Create sign up CSS. Okay, so we created the signup.css. Let's mark that off here. And now we need to, in order to use that style sheet, in order for the component, our sign up component, to use that style sheet, we need to import it. So we're going to go to the sign up component and import that style sheet. Import, and it is in the same directory, current directory. So we're going to do signup.css. Okay, save, and let's see. You see, okay, woo, off to a good start. Well, it hasn't filled up the whole page, but we'll get there shortly. We'll take care of that. Okay, so, but we do see we have a background image currently. All right, so now let's see what I want to do here. All right, I want to do a background. Let's see, I can choose from here. Background size of cover. I want to do a background. Background. What else do I want here? Oh yeah, background repeat, and I want no repeat. I don't want the image to repeat. And we also need, let's see, background size. We need background. It's one of the things I like about Visual Studio Code Editor is that it helps you out. It helps you look for what you're looking for here. Let's see, what else was it? I wanted the image. I got the position. Yes, position, background position, and I want that center. Let me see what changed. Okay, so the image is not repeated, and now the image is centered. Okay, but we still haven't extended the image towards the end. Okay, so to do that, I am going to go back to my CSS file, import. Oh, well, actually, let me mark this off here because I imported the signup CSS to the signup component. So let's mark that off. And finally, we're at the end, right? We're adding the styles to the signup CSS. And that's what I was doing here, right? So we added a few properties relative to background images. And we also, I want to set the opacity to something like, let me do opacity. Opacity let me do 0.5. Oh no, let me do 0.8. Okay, so as you can see, the image is a little has an opaque look to it. So now let me stretch out my let's stretch out that image. Okay, so over here, I'm gonna make some adjustments here. All right, so this is gonna be in parentheses. Let me copy that, paste that in here, there. All right, so this is the main container. I also wanna have a row, class name, row. In this row, I want to have a height of 100. And in here, within row, I want a column. Class name, column dash MD dash 5. And let me remove this here and place that within our column. Let's see here. What am I missing here? Remove that. Okay, let's see how this looks. All right, a little better. All right, so now what do I want here? All right, so row height, row. I also want to center this form. So the way I'm going to do that is inside the column. I'm going to do margin X auto. Okay, it's centered. Okay, good. And to let's vertically align this thing. And I'm gonna call, how do I do this here? Let's see, row, view height. Is it view height? I think it was view height. Ah, there we go. Oh, wow, what a difference, huh? Look at that. So you can see we have our background image, okay? And if I resize this here, oh yeah, still comes out good. All right, we still have a little bit of work to do here still. So I used a view is VH-100. So this is called view height. And that's just saying to take up the full 100% of the view height of whatever the device is being used. Okay, and I place that on the row, and let's see, to vertically align, because what I want to do is I want to have this form here to center towards the middle. So the way I'm going to do that, let me go to Bootstrap. Let me see, how center, how center column in Bootstrap 4. Flex. All right, so let me look here at the documentation. All right, so this is the one I want here. I want to be able to center this. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use this class name here, align self center. I'm going to copy that here, and on our column, I'm going to paste that in right there, and that should do the trick. Let's give it a check. There you go. We are on a good path. All right, so let me size that up. All right, I think right now, as you can see here, overall it looks very, very good. I'm very satisfied with it, but I want to, as I get smaller, you can see here there's no padding here, there's no space. So let me add some padding there. I'm gonna add that padding right here on the row. I'm gonna do px. When you want to add padding on the left and right side, use X. If you were trying to add padding to the top and bottom, you would do PY. So the Y is for top and bottom, the X is for left and right, in case you weren't aware. All right, so I want to add some padding here to the left and right. Let's see if that does the trick. Perfect, much better, you see? So we have some padding there, we gave it some space. Let me try 3. Good, much better. All right, let's see here. All right, so that's it for now. We got a nice looking visual representation of our sign up form. So that's it for now. We'll continue on in the next video.